Pharma Monopoly, Media Ownership, and the Working Poor, an editorial by Ken Ollie. The Express newspaper has finally raised its voice over the dreadful pharmaceutical importation monopoly, which hit poor people in their pockets. The Express wrote a weak-kneed editorial calling for consumer protection. The paper had stayed silent even as the working poor were catching hell to buy medicines, enduring shortages, and witnessing the shutdown of community pharmacies. The Express is a member of One Caribbean Media, OCM, which has powerful executive ties, but no institutional links to pharma monopolists, Aventa and Brighton PI. The Guardian newspaper, a member of the Ansett conglomerate, has a much closer business relationship. Until recently, Ansett owned Barbados-based Brighton Stokes Limited, a wholesale distributor. A third of Brighton and Miners Limited, an affiliated company, is held by Ansett. Aventa is owned by Agostini Limited, which had historical business relationships with Ansett. There is nothing illegal in any of those investment or executive connections. Antitrust laws prevent interlocking directorships, but competition policies debar monopolies. Yet Brighton and Aventa are permitted to dominate the medicine import business and engage in brazen price fixing to the detriment of poor people. Dr. Ronald Ramkissoon was appointed chair of the Regulatory Fair Trading Commission, FTC, in April 2018 and reappointed 6 years later, after the pharma monopoly fiasco. The government of the day clearly had faith in Ramkissoon's stewardship. There was no outcry from the media. Certain FTC directors have professional relationships with big business, including those with media companies in their portfolio. A key FTC official is a leading figure at Exim Bank, which facilitated generous foreign exchange allocations to the pharma monopolists. That does not suggest his direct involvement. The FTC also sat back as the then government effectively kicked hard rock cement out of the industry, creating a virtual monopoly. That, too, served to jack up product prices. There is a similar scenario with respect to quarry ownership. Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar is appropriately infuriated about wealth being concentrated in the hands of a few. Bastio Pandey beat that drum for years. Bernie Sanders in the United States dramatizes the impact on democracy of wealth and power being held by a tiny number of corporate elites. Ms. Persad-Bissessar has vowed to dismantle the appalling monopolistic behavior. She draws a direct link between the ever-growing business elites and certain trade practices of commercial banks. Not surprisingly, there have not been any media campaigns against the lack of marketplace competition. Instead, there is much hoopla over sovereignty and independence, even as an exclusive filthy rich business club is creating historic generational wealth. The poor continues to pay the price, literally.